Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Sixth International Conference of the International Organization for Health, Sports, and Kinesiology. I'm Erlos Vargas, LPT MAED from Lord's College. I'll be presenting to you my paper, or our paper, Evaluation and Implementation of Modern Arnis Learning Package. So I'll be the presenter, as well as I am the first author of this paper. For everybody's background, so we have here Arnis in the Philippines, or Arnis is the national martial art and sport of the Philippines. So it's supported by legal provisions such as RA 9850. To ensure the widespread promotion of Arnis, it was then supported by the Department of Education, the National Commission for Culture and the Arts, and then the Philippine Sports Commission. So instructional materials have been assisting teachers in delivering or enhancing the learning and teaching process. So in the context of Arnis, there's only been recorded few only that are published instructional materials that are of high quality. Okay, so these materials focuses more on the quality content, though it should be the first priority of an instructional material designer. However, it would be better if we also focus on the differentiation of instruction and of learning. So with this, the researchers acknowledge that there is an ongoing knowledge gap present in modern Arnis, as it still lacks resources such as IMs that are published or of high quality to be used by PE teachers and learners. And there is only minimal, close to none, differentiation of learning activities in the existing IMs for Arnis. So this highlights that the need to develop instructional materials like learning packets to address this gap. So furthermore, the researchers conducted a study to produce a contextualized learning packet for modern Arnis that promotes differentiated instruction. Thus, this study aimed to evaluate learning packets based on its content, language, pedagogy, illustration, and perceived inclusion. Additionally, this study will involve implementing the evaluated modern Arnis learning packets with the learners. So as you can see here, the schematic or process flow for this research. We started with the development and drafting of modern Arnis learning packet. After that, we sent the learning packets to its peer reviewers for the evaluation of the modern Arnis learning packets. After that, we collected the evaluative feedback of the peer reviewers, and then after that, we based the revision, or we revised the developed learning packet basing on the comments or evaluative feedback of the peer reviewers. After revising, we implemented the modern Arnis learning packet to the grade 11 PE learners, all grade 11 PE learners enrolled in Arnis in the semester. After that, 6 learners were interviewed to get their experiences during the implementation of the modern Arnis learning packets. For that, we analyzed the responses through the thematic analysis. Design and methods of this study. This study utilized a qualitative method wherein the evaluators' feedback and thematic analysis were also utilized. So 3 peer reviewers for the evaluation of modern Arnis learning packets, and then 6 learner participants for the in-depth interview. We have problem number 1. What are the substantial evaluative feedback and comments on the learning packet? So the researchers received favorable and evaluative feedback. So 2 sets of feedback, favorable and evaluative, from the peer reviewers that help them revise the learning packets. Second, what are the learners' experiences in the implementation of the learning packets? So there were three themes that emerged during the in-depth interview of the learner participants. So as you can see here, in this slide, we have the favorable comments. They focus more, or these comments focus more on the correctness, the up-to-date information of the learning packets, and the components helping learners to be more engaged and participative during classes. On the other hand, we have here this slide, the evaluative feedback from the peer reviewers. As you can see, we only receive evaluative feedback from content and language. So these comments or feedback focuses more on the correctness, accuracy of the information, especially the content, and then language used. So as you can see here, this is a sample of the revision. So from our draft, the first draft, we revised the learning packet based on the corrections and feedback of the peer reviewers. We also have this. On second question, what are the experiences of PE learners in the implementation of the learning packets? So as you can see, we have three themes that emerged during the interview. The learners' experiences are the following. The learners experienced learning through different approaches. The learners experienced involvement in the learning process, and the learners experienced learning satisfaction. For conclusion, the findings indicate that the modern Arnis learning packets successfully facilitated diverse learning approaches, encouraging active participation and engagement among learners. So overall, the learning packets were recognized for their ability to accommodate different learner types and needs, promoting an inclusive learning environment. As a whole, the development of learning packets necessitates meticulous consideration of three essential needs, namely the expertise and guidance of knowledgeable peer reviewers, the utilization of an appropriate evaluation tool aligned with the desired characteristics of the materials, and a profound understanding of the learner's background and context. For the recommendation for PE learners may utilize these learning packets in their classes to give them an opportunity to maximize their participation and engagement. PE teachers may have the occasion to utilize the researchers' learning packets to enhance the participation and engagement of their students in PE classes, particularly in modern Arnis. School administrators have the opportunity to support PE teachers and students in the implementation of the learning packets and facilitating the teaching and learning of modern Arnis. And lastly, for the researchers, future researchers in the field of physical education may utilize or can utilize the learning packets as valuable resource to gather empirical evidence and assess the validity of implementing them as instructional materials for modern Arnis. Additionally, this study can serve as a benchmark for future research in physical education, particularly for other topics that require the development of instructional materials such as learning packets. These are my references, this study. Okay, thank you so much. Once again, good day, everyone.